Hello, are you able to hear me?
There's some noise on it.
Hello, you able to see this? Hear my voice?
Yes, sir, clear.
It's clear, right?
Yes.
Okay, let me share the screen. So in the last class, we have covered a few slides on this particular PPT. I have already shared that to you. So we'll continue with this few programs left in this particular section. So that we have what is pending here is the same program. Is actually we are trying to do in a different mode. That is actually here in this particular program. Initially, I have done an append mode, right? So this program, the same program, we are trying to stream using complete mode. So the only difference here is actually everything is same. We are creating a Spark session, setting the log level, creating a struct type, and then creating a schema for that particular data set, and then we are reading the stream from the location. So your location I'm giving the top location. So you need to place the files one by one into that drop location, and I'm creating a data frame from this group by below, and then getting the count. So here we are grouping the data based on the row and getting the count number of records. Okay. We have used an aggregation function, so we are using an order by also to sort the record and descending descending order. So we're setting ascending equal to false. So the sorted aggregated data we are going to write into a stream. Output mode is complete and format is actually console. So here the output mode is actually complete because we are actually aggregating the output. So then only we will get the correct result here, because in each file if you need to aggregate, it doesn't make any sense. അപ്പോൾ ഓരോ ഫയൽസ് നമ്മൾ പ്ലേസ് ചെയ്യുന്നതോറും അതിന്റെ ടോട്ടൽ അഗ്രിഗേറ്റ് റെക്കോർഡ്സിന്റെ ഗ്രൂപ്പായി ബോറോ ചെയ്തിട്ട് അതിന്റെ കൗണ്ട് കണ്ടുപിടിക്കുക ആൻഡ് ദെൻ ഓർഡർ ചെയ്യുക. ദിസ് ഈസ് വാട്ട് വി നീഡ് ടു ഡു. അപ്പോൾ ഓരോ ഫയല് 10 സെക്കൻഡ് ലെവലിൽ പ്ലേസ് ചെയ്താലും it's not like aggregating on each level, each file, but it is the aggregation on the entire records. A stream ചെയ്യുന്ന complete output ആണ് എനിക്ക് കിട്ടേണ്ടത്. So we are using output mode complete. And option truncate equal to false, actually if it is true, the output is actually truncated to 20 characters. Okay. And number of rows actually setting it to 30. And then we are starting it. So this is a similar program. The only thing is actually we are doing an aggregation, and because of that I am setting the output to complete mode. So let's see the same program. What I will do is actually I will copy this particular or I will do one thing. I will just edit from here itself. The location of the file here I need to change because location of the data will be in demos dataset here. Okay. So I am not whatever the data available here. I am just push it back here. Okay. So there is nothing in this drop location. Maybe I'll just put one file here. I'll copy and put it here. So the location I will just copy from here, and this is the location. The complete path here I am mentioning, and drop location. So here we are taking all the files consumed. It will consume all the files which is dropped into this particular folder. I need to give file. Okay, location is changed, and I think let's save this. So this is the code I have changed. So let me go to this particular location to execute the program, because I just wanted to check whether everything is correct. So I will go here. It's not copied properly. Copy. go to the code, and here we have the latest code here. So M2 demo to complete mode. This is a file I just updated. So let's execute this using Spark Summit. So when you execute, we can see it will start as part of it. It is this particular program is submitting to the Spark. And initially we don't have any files. I mean only one file is there in the location. So we need to gradually drop the files into the top location one by one. So I'll just open this, go to my location here, and go to here, demos and dataset here. So meanwhile in the program below, it is getting started. So we have only one file in this drop location. We can move few files into this. We'll wait for the program to start. So once it is started, it will keep on checking the data from the drop location and trying to process that. So in this program, what we are actually doing is actually getting the aggregate. We are doing an aggregation of the data what we are receiving from the files. So we have so many files here which contains the crime records. So I'm dropping one by one. So in each file there are some few records. So once it is receiving by the Spark application, then read it into the Spark data frame using the read stream. And then this data frame, as usual, we are doing a group by an aggregation to get the count at the borough level. So once it is found the count at the borough level, what we are trying to do is actually emitting the data output onto the console in the complete mode. Why we are using complete mode? Because we are doing an aggregation. So just in append mode will not work, because here, yeah, see here we got the output. So I will copy few more files here. We'll start the application once again. It got stuck for some more time. So let me just go to the data set and clear the data here. So I'm starting it again. So once it's started, I will once it starts streaming, we'll copy one file to the location. So this is the program. What we have done here, code is in complete mode. So let me check if any other programs are running here. It's taking more than expected time to start. Let me copy one file here. So we got the output, the first output, but it is taking a quite long time to get the data into this and get processed. Let me drop another file here to the location. So batch 1, batch 0 is processed and got the output like it grouped the data and got the result like the aggregated count of each borough and sorted in descending order. So then we'll wait for some more time to get it processed again for the next output, and we'll keep on going. And meanwhile, we'll continue with the other examples too. The next example is actually here. We are using streaming aggregate, the same aggregation. The data set is same. Read the data from the top location with the same structure. Here, use group by and aggregator function to get the total convictions per borough. So to get the total conviction, we have to use aggregation operation, which is actually sum. So for that, what we need to do, the data frame, what we have created here, we do the group by, and then we will call sum on top of that, the sum of convictions. I mean sum of value. You would have remember this data set, right? This is contains the code the borrower name, major crime category, minor crime category, corresponding value. There is a typical value associated or each crime, and what is the year and month. We just want to group the borrow for the find some value at borrow level, and I'm just renaming the column name of some value to convictions, and then I am doing the ordering by the convictions in descending order. This is what I am doing here, and I just need to print the output on the console. The same data frame, use write stream, the output mode in complete mode. The format is console. Because I'm writing in the console. And option truncate is false because I need to. I don't want to truncate it to 20. The number of rows equal to 30. I'm limiting it to 30 records, and then printing it. So here the next batch is 100. So if you look at this first batch and second batch, let's take one row. Okay, this one has 21 is the count. So when it comes to the next batch, it got increased to 25. Similarly, if you take something else here, healing, that is actually changed to 86. So it is actually aggregating the record one by one. So when you get the next batch, it will keep on changing. Like it will take the next record, and then this value keep on increasing. It will become according to the next file. It will do the aggregation again. ഇപ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് ഫസ്റ്റ് ഫയൽ കിട്ടിയപ്പോൾ ഫസ്റ്റ് ഫയൽ മാത്രമാണ് ഗ്രൂപ്പ് ബൈ ചെയ്തത്. So when you get the next files, it will group by based on 2 files. When I push the third file, it will be doing the group by on the all 3 files. When I push 10 files, it will do the group by operation aggregation on the all the 10 files, and not just one file. So this is what happening in a complete mode. So that is why we are using the aggregation in a complete mode, like complete mode instead of append mode. Append mode ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ ഓരോ by file ആയിട്ടായിരിക്കും എടുക്കുന്നത്. So we don't get the proper output when you do the aggregation. അതല്ല നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഒരു ജസ്റ്റ് ഒരു വാല്യൂ ഇൻഫർമേഷൻ മാത്രം ഡിസ്പ്ലേ ചെയ്യുകയാണെങ്കിൽ you can use in append mode. But if you do want to find the aggregated output, then you have to use in the complete mode. So this is the difference here. Okay. So as soon as once I push the file again, it will keep on printing the other aggregated output again in the different batches. So batch 1, batch 2, batch 0, batch 1 is completed. Now I can push one more files into this. Copy. So next file is pushed. So we can wait for this and see. So the job is actually running very slow. That is why it is taking some time to get the output. Starting started Hadoop as well as Spark application. So it's totally consuming so too much memory. So ideally it shouldn't take that much time. So once it processes, it will again print the aggregated output again. Yeah. So what I was saying here, if we do the same program here, the only thing here is we are doing the aggregation instead of the grouping just to print the count. Instead of that, I am just I am going to find the sum of convictions here. So this is what differently what we are doing here. So let me change this code also. I can keep the file location as here or like this, copy, and here I'm putting it here. Same thing. I'm saving it. I'm closing both the files, and then okay. We got the third batch also came. the file is getting increased. You can see here, right? Because what happening? Now let me just stop this program, and then we'll start the other one. We will submit the application Spark, this particular program to the Spark. Other one, aggregated sum. So this is the third program I'm executing it. It will submit to the Spark, so it will start executing it. So it will start read from the same location here. So already we have few files here, and based on that, it will start printing the sum. Then I will keep on copying the files to this location. Accordingly, it will start aggregating the data and finding the sum of convictions again as soon as I push the file, new latest files into the location. So let's wait for some time. So it will print the first batch, and then I will push some other file, and then it will print the second batch, and it will go on like that. അപ്പോൾ ഓരോ ഫയൽ അതിലേക്ക് പുഷ് ചെയ്യുന്നതനുസരിച്ച് അതിന്റെ അഗ്രിഗേറ്റഡ് വാല്യൂ കീപ്പ് ഓൺ ചേഞ്ചിങ്. ഞാൻ കണ്ടുപിടിക്കുന്നത് സം ഓഫ് കൺവിഷൻസ് ആണ്. ഓരോ ബൊറോ ഡീറ്റെയിൽസിന്റെ ഓരോ ബൊറോയുടെയും കറസ്പോണ്ടിങ് കൺവിക്ഷൻസിന്റെ സം കണ്ടുപിടിച്ച് ദാറ്റ് ഇസ് വാട്ട് ഐ എം ഗോയിങ് ടു പ്രിന്റ്. And the ordering also I am changing, ordering in a descending order. So highest one will come at first, and then I am restricting it to only the 30 records, latest to 30 records in each string. Otherwise, if you want to print more records, that's fine, you can print that. So this is the first output I got, borrow convictions. So for each borrow, the total convictions is printing here. And I will do one thing, I will copy one file to this again. So it will do the process aggregation, and then so we need to understand that when you push a file to this location, it will read all these things, and it already read three files already. Three files already read another files also is reading, and entire records is read by a data frame. All the data is in all these four files, and then it is doing the aggregation. It's not just for one file. That you need to understand. നമ്മളിപ്പോൾ ബാച്ച് പ്രോസസ്സിംഗിലൊക്കെ നമ്മൾ ചെയ്തതെന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ ഒരു ലൊക്കേഷനിലുള്ള ഫയൽ റീഡ് ചെയ്ത് അത് പ്രോസസ് ചെയ്യുക മാത്രമാണ്. ഇവിടെ ഐ കീപ്പ് ഓൺ ചേഞ്ചിങ് ദ ഡാറ്റ. ഐ മീൻ changing means I keep on adding data to that particular location. അതായത് ഞാൻ കൂടുതൽ ഫയൽസ് അതിലേക്ക് പ്ലേസ് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണ്. പ്രോഗ്രാം അറ്റ് വൺ സൈഡ് അത് റൺ ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നു. സോ അപ്പോൾ ഈ പ്രോഗ്രാം ആക്ച്വലി കീപ്പ് ഓൺ റീഡിങ് ദ ഡാറ്റ ആൻഡ് സ്റ്റോറിംഗ് ഇൻ എ മെമ്മറി. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മുടെ ഈ ഡാറ്റ ഫ്രെയിമിൽ ആക്ച്വലി entire data is actually stored in the memory, and every time we read the data, the data frame keeps on increasing. And the memory size കൂടിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കും, and then processing then will come out. So when I got the next batch received, so it is printing. So first one is 42.0 ആയിരുന്നെങ്കിൽ next batch വന്നപ്പോൾ total is 50.0. Then if you try to read each one, and you will find some additional records are get added. If you just wanted to confirm, you can just manually take each file and then just sum it down, you get the output. So this is how it works. So is aggregation happening on this particular program. So you can try it out from your side also the same way. So I'm just stopping in this particular program, and then we'll go to the next one. So we are done in append mode, we are done in complete mode, and we have done the aggregation. So here again we are here, the difference what we are going to hear is here instead of doing the operation in a data frame way, whatever the data we are reading from the top location, we'll create a temporary view for that data. For example, this is a data frame I created from the stream. Then it will register table. So it is creating a view which can be used as a like an SQL table later. So I am created a data temporary view from this particular data frame. So whenever a new data gets added to this location, the data inside this view also keep on changing. So initially do 100 record next file please it becomes 150 record or something. Then it will become 200 record, 250 record, like that it goes. So that is one thing you need to understand. Then we can use this view as an SQL table. So we can use Spark SQL code instead of data frame code here to process the data. So we are using Spark session.sql of. We can call select major category value from this one to get the category data frame, and then we are doing the group by on this particular data based on the major category and get this one. So major category level find the some convictions. So here using group by and aggregate function to get the total convictions per major category. ഇതിന്റെ ഒരു ഡിഫറൻസ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് അപ്പാർട്ട് ഫ്രം ദിസ് മേജർ കാറ്റഗറി എന്നുള്ള അഗ്രിഗേഷൻ കണ്ടുപിടിക്കാൻ അതിനേക്കാളും the difference what we have done here actually we have used a SQL type code instead of the data frame code. So ഈ initial data frame നെ ഞാൻ ടേബിൾ ആക്കി മാറ്റി ആ ടേബിളിൽ നിന്ന് we can select some records. That is another data frame. Then I can use that data frame to do the group by and aggregation. You can do either way. It depends. It's up to you. You can directly read this data frame and then do all these things here. But instead of that, what I am doing some filtering here. And ഇപ്പോൾ 2016 അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഏതൊരു ഫിൽട്ടർ കണ്ടീഷൻ നിങ്ങൾ കൊടുക്കുന്ന വാല്യൂടെ ഏത് ഇയറിലാണോ ആ ഒരു പർട്ടിക്കുലർ ഇയറിൽ മാത്രം കാറ്റഗറി ആൻഡ് വാല്യൂ ഞാൻ സെലക്ട് ചെയ്തിട്ട് അതിനെ ഗ്രൂപ്പ് ബൈ ചെയ്യാണ്. Okay, so the main data frame is here. Okay, our data frame is table. I just want to get the major category and value. Only 2 columns. I'm removing everything because I don't want anything. So I'm just selecting category value from this table. Table is nothing but the data we are reading, and then filtering for the 2016 year. So that is actually I'm doing group by and aggregation again as usual, and then get the output. So that output you can print it on the console. So this is the only difference here. Apart from otherwise, the way it is reading from the stream is like same way, setting the log level, then creating structure for the data schema. The schema will be using here CSV option. Header equal to true, read stream. All other things are same. So you need to be comfortable and understand how we are reading the data using a read stream function in the Spark, and how we are copying into a data frame. I hope you understood the thing what all we are doing here. Any questions on this, whatever we have discussed today? Otherwise, if you don't have any questions or doubts, we can move to the next program. Okay. So we'll go to the next one. So we'll try to do a demo on this. I will execute this program here. So this is a same data set what we are going to read. we are setting the log level, we are creating the Spark session, and then creating the schema for that particular data set, and we are reading. So once we read, we are doing something else here. So that is a different here. The different thing what we are going to do here is actually we are creating a function. This is user defined function, or we'll call it UDF. It's something like a typical Python function I'm creating here. So what we are going to do here is that function name is add timestamp. Okay. So I am trying to find the time, the current time, and using date time. And for that, I am importing. To write the function, I am importing UDF library, time library, and datetime library. So these three things are required to write this function. So from this finding the timestamp, getting the timestamp, and with this particular format, YMD, and hour, minute, and second, and I am returning this. So we need to register this UDF. Okay, user defined function into this Spark. So we are setting UDF of add timestamp, the function name, and return type is string type. And so this is we have done. So we created a function. We have created a registered that UDF to the Spark and getting the setting the return type as string type. And this function using this function, right? So what I'm doing here, creating a new column called a timestamp to the existing data frame. In data frame will already different columns under. I am just adding timestamp to it. So what we need to do is give the data frame dot with column. A column you can name any value. This is just a string, comma, add timestamp of UDF. So it will call this particular user defined function, and then select 4 columns from the data frame. So what are the output from the data frame? I'm just selecting only the 4 columns: borrow, major category, value, and timestamp. And this one I can print it on the console. So let's have a look at how it's going to execute. So for this purpose, I will do one thing. I will copy this file location. Okay. So that is done. So I will Spark submit the latest program, which is actually adding a timestamp to the existing data frame and printing that output on the console. So it will have 4 columns along with the borrow name, code, and convection value, and this one. So meanwhile, I will do one thing on the data sets top location. I am just removing all these files and just copy this only one file and here, and we'll keep on copying this. So I'm just submitted this program. See, here, this is the output you are getting. So the borrow, major category, value, and timestamp. So we'll do one thing. We'll copy another file here. Next output. See here, if the timestamp is 50, here it is 51. We'll copy the next file. take this file here. The next output. The next output, then the next output, keep on adding the data. You can see it, right? So this is just an append mode. So ഓരോ ഫയൽ കിട്ടുന്നതനുസരിച്ച് ആ ഫയലിന്റെ ഔട്ട്പുട്ട് ആണ് ഇവിടെ print ചെയ്യുന്നത്. So it is not doing any aggregation. So we are not doing any complete mode. So complete mode is a bit costly operation compared to the append mode because you need to do aggregation on the entire data stream, whatever we are already read by the stream from the stream. So according to your requirement, you will be using append mode or complete mode, and hence that is how we need to do. That is how we need to process the data. So this is what happens when you how you are adding a timestamp here. So just to add a timestamp, what we have done actually, we just use a user-defined function, and we just printing the timestamp with the YYYMMDD HMS hour minute second format. I'm just calling that user-defined function and then getting added that value to the existing data frame. ഒരു പുതിയ കോളമായിട്ട് ഞാൻ ആ ടൈം സ്റ്റാമ്പ് ആഡ് ചെയ്തു. Then I just printing that value here. So ഓരോ സ്ട്രീം പ്രിന്റ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോഴും ആ പർട്ടിക്കുലർ ടൈമിലെ കറണ്ട് ടൈം ആയിരിക്കും ഇവിടെ പ്രിന്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് വിത്ത് ദ ഡേറ്റ് YYYMMDD ഫോർമാറ്റിലുള്ള ഡേറ്റും along with the time information. So this is what we have done with this particular example. And now next one is group by the timestamp. So this one you can try yourself. So it doesn't make much difference from the previous program. So I want you to try from your side this particular program. Here what we need to do is the same thing, no difference. The way we are reading the data and everything is exactly same. The only difference what we are going to do is here we are creating a function, user-defined function called add timestamp. Here I am having a timestamp value, return timestamp, that is also same. We are creating user-defined function add timestamp UDF equal to UDF of function comma string type. So that UDF is registered, that is done. Then we read the files. Data frame is already here, file stream data frame. So on this particular data frame, I am adding a new column called timestamp. So we got a new data frame timestamp. So on this data frame, we are doing the group by operation, group by on the timestamp. So this is what we are doing, and something different on this particular data set. So on this data set, I am adding a group by operation on the timestamp column and doing the aggregation for the conviction value. For the aggregation purpose, I am doing a sum, because we need to do the sum here, right? So to find the sum, we need to do dot aggregate of which column, value colon sum. So value on the column in the sum and finding it out using an aggregate function. Kind example, we just printing the data exactly along with the timestamp. Here, all this data I am printing at a group by timestamp. Okay. So what is happening here is actually timestamp level value group conventions it will print, and conventions will be in ascending order. What is going to happen? So I got first file send ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ ഈ particular timestamp the group by and get the convictions, sum of convictions. Our first batch there will be only one timestamp, so it will be corresponding timestamp and total convictions. So when I push the next file, it will have two records because the time changes, and our particular time will total convictions are. So we can just do. You can see how it works. I'm just copying the location here, and I'm putting the location here. Saving hit. Okay. I'm canceling it. Let me start the program M02 demo. This one. So for that, go to the data and moving the files here. I'll copy one file here. Then we'll start the program. So remember that this is in this is an aggregation, so we are doing in a complete mode. So complete mode will take a bit more time compared to the append mode, so we need to be careful on that. So you guys are hearing my voice, right? I just wanted to check.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the program starts because of this complete mode. It will stay. It is consuming too much time do the aggregation and everything. Because it is a single node cluster, so it doesn't have that much capability to process fast. So once it is started, I will push one more file. So I will push the other file. So I told you, right, this is having a particular timestamp and corresponding conviction count. So there will be only one record. So when you push the next file, it will add one more record, then it will print two records with the two timestamp. Now it is 14, 57, 59 and total convictions. So when it processes the next file, it will be this will be there, and additionally the one more record will be there, and this conviction will be there as it is. So let's wait for that next record to get processed. Okay. So you see the different the output, right? This is what I was explaining. The first batch, I got the file at this particular time, so it aggregated data convictions 434, and we got the second file as 459. So the previous output remains as it is. The new output will be like this, and when you push the third file, when there will be one more record will get added to this, and there will be three records, and keeps on going. Over file push ചെയ്യുന്നതിനനുസരിച്ച് ഓരോ record will get added to it, and we will have the aggregated output. അപ്പോൾ നെക്സ്റ്റ് ടൈം ഒരു പുതിയ റെക്കോർഡിന്റെ അഗ്രിഗേഷൻ മാത്രമല്ല, additionally this also will be printed on the console. So this is what grouping at the timestamp level and printing in the data. So I hope you got this idea how these things are working. And we have few more programs on this. It will be easy for you. I will try to cover the remaining things also. And before that, before proceeding with the Kafka output sources, I will take a session tomorrow on only on the Kafka. What is a Kafka server, and how to create a Kafka server, how to start a Zookeeper program, and related to Kafka, few basic points and everything you need to cover that we'll cover tomorrow. Once you are familiar with the Kafka, then we'll write some programs in PySpark to read the data from Kafka consumer. Okay. So for today, I'm just stopping it here. I already sent the initial programs and commands and also the data set for you to work out, and also the slide also I have shared. So just try to go through those sessions, slides and programs. And meanwhile, I will cover, I send you these programs also along with today and later. Okay. So for now, I'm just stopping it here. In case if you have any issues, just send a mail to me, drop a mail to me. I will try to reply. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.